Brethren of the Free Spirit. The appearance of the Franciscan and Dominican orders, hailed as his new spiritual men, reinforced Joachim of Fiori's reputation as a prophet. 59 Joachim has always had a dual reputation as saint and as heretic. In his lifetime Joachim was acclaimed as a prophet gifted with divine illumination, an image that was perpetuated by the first chroniclers after his death. Pope Alexander IV condemned Joachim's writings and set up a commission that in 1263 AD at the Synod of Arles declared his theories heretical. Leading mystics of the Middle Ages like Abraham Abulafia, Roger Bacon, and Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa were influenced by Joachim of Fiore, whose formulations profoundly influenced millenarianism. Roger Bacon also refers to Joachim of Fiore. I do not wish in this matter to be presumptuous, but I know that if the Church should be willing to consider the sacred text and prophecies, also the prophecies of the Sibyl and of Merlin, Aquila, Sistine, Joachim, and many others, moreover the histories and the books of philosophers, and should order a study of the paths of astronomy, it would gain some idea of greater certainty regarding the time of Antichrist. 60. A later leader of the spiritual Franciscans, Pier Giovanni Olivi, d. 1297, revived Joachim's teachings, as did Ubertino de Casale, who left the order in 1317. The latter plays a role in Umberto Eco's novel and popular motion picture The Name of the Rose, along with two monks whose past association with the Dulcineians results in their trial and execution for heresy. Joachim's views also inspired several subsequent movements, such as the Amalricians, the Dulcineians, and the Brethren of the Free Spirit. The Brethren of the Free Spirit were adherents of a loose set of beliefs deemed heretical by the Catholic Church, which sprang up in the provinces of Narbonne and Toulouse in the wake of the suppression of the Cathars. 61 The beliefs of the Free Spirits were first to be found in a text called the Compilatio de Novo Spiritu put together by Albertus Magnus, 1200 to 1280, in the 1270s. Also known as Saint Albert the Great, Albertus Magnus was a German Catholic Dominican friar and bishop, whom the Catholic Church distinguishes as one of the 36 doctors of the Church. The themes found in these documents include a belief that the perfected soul and God are indistinguishably one, denial of the necessity of Christ, the Church, and its sacraments for salvation, use of the language of erotic union with Christ, and that nothing is a sin except what is thought to be a sin. 62. The heresy of the Free Spirit spread widely in Champagne, Thuringen, Brussels, Cologne, Bavaria, and other areas, disseminated by mendicant religious travelers known as Beghards and Beguines, who were often compared to the Cathars. In the Netherlands the Brethren of the Free Spirit, the Taborites in Bohemia, and in the 14th century the Beghards in Germany, revived the practices of the Adamites, or Adamians, adherents of an early Christian sect in North Africa in the 2nd to the 4th century who wore no clothing during their religious services. According to William of Egmont, who described the ceremonies of Beghards, a meeting was held in an underground place which the heretics called Paradise, where two people called themselves Jesus and his mother Mary. The leader gave a sermon in the nude in which he exhorted his listeners to disrobe, after which the lights were turned out for the orgy. In the early 14th century, John of Victring described heretical rites in which the Beghards and Beguines of Cologne enacted naked masses at midnight in an underground hideaway which they named a temple, in which participants rejoiced that they had returned to the state of Adam and Eve before the fall. 63. Another person accused, by Henry of Werneberg, Bishop of Cologne, was Meister Eckhart, a German Dominican, one of the most influential 13th-century Christian Neoplatonists in his day, and remained widely read in the later Middle Ages. He was accused of heresy and brought up before the local Franciscan-led Inquisition, and tried as a heretic by Pope John XXII. Eckhart came into prominence during the Avignon papacy, at a time of increased tensions between monastic orders, diocesan clergy, the Franciscan order, and Eckhart's Dominican order of preachers.